live.
Oh, that was terrible. Totally didn't. I probably didn't hear anything I said. I was muted. Anyways, I'll restart. Good evening. This is Unfiltered Kings and the Queen podcast. Back at you over the summer. Just trying to kind of give you guys a little update on where we are in life. What we have upcoming for our next season of our podcast in 3, 2, 1. So, like I said, we're working on our next season, right, of our podcast. So I'm gonna give you like a few of our episodes that we're currently strategizing right now.
Hold on. Wait a minute. She being modest, Frankie. Some done changed since the last time these people done saw her. And this what happened when you think you're getting grown. You know what I mean? This what happened when you get grown. So we letting them know all things UKQP, right? And so
all things.
So you want to let the people know, or I can let them know. You know what I mean?
Okay, fine. My birthday just passed, right? Gemini gang.
See, we didn't say all that. See, we just.
Oh, sorry. Now you want me to give them the real deal. Anywho, my birthday just passed. I don't really want to talk about it, but it was on 31 May. I went to New Orleans for a short weekend trip. A historical weekend trip. I didn't drink to the foam or have a million grenades or any of those other lovely drinks that they had down there. I kind of just wanted to get the history of New Orleans a little bit and also do some spooky stuff because I'm a horror fanatic and I love everything horror. So I did a ghost tour too. We actually got to tour a haunted house, which was so cool to me because that's what I live for. We went to the Whitney Plantation, right? Super dope. But also very sad and heartbreaking to kind of read and hear about some of the things that transpired all that time ago. So it was a little bit of sentimental, a little bit of grief, a little bit of anger mixed with a little bit of hope because there was a lot of slaves back then that were freed around that time too. So, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we are today. So,
facts.
I did eat a lot too, so I didn't really gain anything, as you can tell.
Oh my God! And look, she did us so wrong. Let's because I think you're gonna leave this out. She did us so wrong. She's going down there where beignets and all this stuff at, and
beignets were amazing.
To not only take a picture of one, but her literally biting into one.
So good. It was so good.
Yeah, that was kind of wrong. You know what I mean? And have that then Care Flight one or airdrop one, but okay. I mean,
it was so good. Like I had like 2 or 3 of those, by the way. I didn't send you all the pictures, but
thank you. But
I definitely had a picture when you saw that first one. So, for being honest.
All right, let's move on before we can.
Oh wait, I thought you wanted me to finish telling my story about my birthday because clearly you wanted me to talk about it. So I had more to say.
I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
No, so I went to the Museum of Death. So I've already been to this museum, but I wanted to go back to kind of like see if they had updated anything, So they have like a lot of serial killers in there and whatnot. And they show you like these gory videos of like people dying. Okay, I'm gonna move on because that's probably like weird. You guys don't want to hear that, but you know I live for stuff like that. So
Hey, Frankie, we
like,
looking like we were looking in the meme when she was describing, like, okay, we didn't know that about sis. Like, okay.
Yeah,
Hey, we're really bonding with sis right now. We didn't know that. Okay.
yeah, man.
oh god, okay, whatever. Yeah, so that is my update for where I am at. That was something cool that I did. James, what do you have? Is there anything up and coming that or anything in the past that you want to bring out? Since it's been forever since we've done a podcast.
Man, stop it. We live vicariously through you. So, we just get up, go to work, and that's it, But no,
We up here born.
right, you know what I mean? Like I felt satisfied just hearing that again. And I heard it before, like, okay, yeah, we did. Oh no, we didn't do that. That was her. Okay. But no, seriously, man, yeah, we just want to come to you guys, kind of touch back base with you guys. Believe it or not, we've missed you guys, but we've been working on some great things. You may notice first and foremost that we're one short. Our brother Carlos got a promotion, and so we want to congratulate him, more money, and so that will unfortunately take him away from our team. And so although we're sad to see him go, we want to be thankful that that he do a great job in his new role and position, and hopefully hold a few dollars, Also, you know what, boy, I tell you talk about something new. I have a frat brother in the comments, but no, we do have a men's health conference coming up, and so it kind of ties in, to you guys who do know. I just released a book, Think Better to Be Better, a guide through mental wellness. That's one of the platforms that I personally stand on, and so I'm eagerly anticipating the book signing. So you'll hear more information about that. But also my frat brother works at Mountain View College. And so there's a men's health conference coming up. Again, this is June. Most people don't know this. I'm going to get on my soapbox. Let me get out. Men's mental health awareness. All right. So we know we had May. It was everybody but men. Come on, man. Like, we don't talk about this too much. We got all type of shows we done about us being tough and whatnot. So this is going to be an excellent event. It's this Saturday, June 14th. You can go to my page. I'll put the details there because I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'll put the flyer and everything again. It's a free conference, fellas. One thing I realized,
9 a.m. Mountain View.
Right. One thing I'm gonna say is I had the privilege to go on Mountain View and speak to some young men about mental wellness, and their counselor came in and spoke to them. And this is literally what she said, and this bothered me. This touched me, to be honest. She said, honestly, I don't have any problem with women coming, with girls coming, young ladies coming. They're overwhelmingly coming and getting the support. What's absent altogether is us men, young men. Because we would much rather talk amongst ourselves. And here's the reality, there's nothing wrong with that. But if we both got a deficiency, we're not helping each other. So, man, come out to this conference. He just put it Saturday at 9 o'clock at Mountain View. Man, they're going to have all type of things, panels, everything from financial literacy, your health, all these things, believe it or not, that we were about, right? And we talked about it. The world don't let us go get a solution, Baby girl say something right now, guess what? Won't. And that's just the way of the world. We're not fighting that. But, man, here's an opportunity where we can go get some help that we need. So I'm already registered for it. So I'm excited myself to kind of see what's going on, because a lot of the topics I was thinking about, I'm like, man, this is stuff that we don't, we say that, it goes again, we're kind of shamed for it. But I think this is going to be a great, safe place. And so shouts out to Mountain View President, Dr. Hernandez. He's been very instrumental in pushing mental health with men. And so I just wanted to get that on my soapbox. And that he also put his free food. So if none else gets you out there, fellas, come on, get your little stomach full, you know what I mean? But seriously, man, we got to do better. I'm not going to get on the tangent. We're just happy to see y'all. And so that is something new. That'll be this Saturday, which is June 14th at 9 a.m. And so come out, man, not only just get some good advice, but also, build your network up, man.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, like I said, we have the book signing that's coming up. I'm definitely excited about that. that's all I have. Like I say, down we don't live like lives like, travel to countries and stateside and stuff like that. We just kind of go to work, come home. I watch YouTube. Do that count? Like I saw something on YouTube. No, nothing. Okay. Well, that's all I got. Hopefully, we'll see y'all fellas on June 14th. Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Jay, for that amazing, spiel you gave us. Frankie, what's up? What's new for you? Or are you just gonna say the same thing Jay said? You just living through me.
She know what it is, bro. Like,
I went to go see Lilo and Stitch last weekend, and
how was that?
The weekend before last, and I went
you
to go
better
see
not answer that, bro.
Kid this weekend.
How was Lilo and Stitch?
Don't answer that, bro.
It was pretty dope.
It was pretty dope. Okay. Is it live action or like?
It was live action joint.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't like I guess they was hating on what's the one Mulan and I don't think they like the Mufasa joint either, man. But,
okay. Well, I will not be going to see that, but
I just went to the movies both weekends in a row.
Okay. Okay. Well, see, that's something cool. I love going to the movies, so I can dig that. Like I went to go see Final Destination, so
right up your alley. That makes sense.
I got
absolutely.
Kids, I gotta wait till that come on Amazon, and I gotta wait that.
No, I feel you, but it was really good. Like
it was
definitely not a movie for kids. So please don't take your kids.
I would hope not. If you saw
some people will take their kids. Just saying.
Hey, let's do this right quick, Dana. I see we have some of our old faithfuls who's chiming in. Let's talk about that for a minute. What new movies did you watch? Did you watch any of the movies that we're shouting out? Are there any recommendations out there? I see we got Kimberly online, Barbara online, Keith was online. He dropped off the message to free food. But yeah, if you guys chime in, man, we want to kind of get your input and things of that sort. We got Final Destination 5. Of course, shit's gonna like that.
It wasn't Final Destination 5. It was just the Final Destination.
Final Destination. What would you rate it? What would you rate it out of? Have you seen the other one?
I've seen all of them. So this was Final Destination Bloodlines, which was super dope because it kind of took you back in history to kind of see like what all started it. Essentially, I don't want to give away too much of the movie, but that's in a nutshell. Had that not happened way back when, we wouldn't be where we are today with the Final Destinations. So,
I feel like if I was God, I got fired. But like, bro, you can't just keep doing it. I mean, come on, bro. You keep making mistakes and you keep killing people just in horrific fact. Like, yeah, bro, you fired, man.
Well, yeah. If you think about it, I mean, if people, essentially for every death there's new life, right? So if people, weren't dying, then we kind of just be, I guess prolonging the inevitable, essentially. So I think that's and unfortunately that's part of the process, right? We all know we're gonna expire one day. Just hoping that our way is not in anything of like Final Destination. So the way that people be dying there is crazy work. It just don't even make no sense. It just upsets me to see some of the scenes that even go back to the second and the third showing of it. So I'm just like, that's crazy.
That's the type of show after you watch that, you got to stay in your house for 2 weeks. Like that.
Well, so if you think about it, the first Final Destination is what killed it for everybody. The logs on the truck. So like everybody got freaking. Oh, you haven't watched any of them? Well, that's terrible. Not even the first one.
Never saw one.
That's terrible. We're just gonna take a temperature at this point because why have you not at least watched one of them?
Stifler got his head chopped off by the train.
Yes. Or the girl got hit by that bus. Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, y'all a little bit too happy. So
no, it was.
So we got now.
I'm
Let me ask
sorry.
y'all a question. Okay, so we'll get that read here. We'll circle back to that. He gave us some more information, fellas. We got to get out, man. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. But what I wanted to ask you all, and again, you guys, if you're out there watching, man, tell us what movie you've been watching. Even if it's at the movies, man, I'm gonna go on streaming. Have you all watched Straw yet?
No, I have not watched it.
Hey man, I'm telling you, I am a big critic of Tyler Perry, but this one right here, I'll save it since we haven't watched it. But
wow, so you say you're a big critic of Tyler Perry. So elaborate on that. What are you critiquing him for? I'm over here stuttering. Jesus help me.
Right. So okay, we're gonna get some people jump in on that. I might lose 5 friends, so y'all go to y'all page.
I want to know. Everybody's always on Tyler Perry's case, but I'm trying to understand the why.
His work and what he does off the field is second to none. So this is not personal. I do feel there have been some movies that he put out there that didn't grow. There was no maturation based on the connectivity and the resources that he had. Like they were like duds to me. It was just the fact Tyler Perry did it. So okay. So to me, you know, and like I said, it's not a knock to him and what he does for people and things of that sort. But there were just some movies, you know, you have your own studio, things of that sort, which okay, you got to grow into it. But I just felt like okay, you left a lot more to desire. And so that's why with this one, I was like, okay, he in his bag on this one. Like objectively, like this one right here is like, okay. And then come to find out, a lot of these movies he's filming like in 3 or 4 days. You got to give the actors they had out. Like, I don't think a lot of people know that. Like to film a whole movie in 4 days, like you got to keep the script, the word, the emotions in every scene. And it's a wrap in 4 days. Like, man, you got to get your Raji heart hat. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what I meant by that. But we'll say that conversation for another. If you've already seen it and you're out there watching, like, let me know what you think about it. Of course, don't spoil it for everybody. Where people got to log off social media, you know what I'm saying? You giving a whole script. Okay, don't do that. But you know, just
already done that. Yeah.
Say it again.
Social media's already done that. I mean, people. I mean, it's all over your Facebook and all that stuff. People are talking about it. I know it was about a single mom and like her trials and tribulations.
Oh, was it? You said I did it? Like I haven't posted about it.
No, I didn't say you. I said people.
Oh well, yeah, and it's on Netflix, so it's like, you know.
So it's like a mixed review. Some people didn't like it. Some loved it.
Yeah, I like it.
Some people went over their heads. So like I kind of get the gist of the movie based off of what I've been able to read. But I don't watch TV really, so I'm not like, oh, I gotta go and
right and
watch this. Like I just watched Leave the World Behind.
Don't tell nobody else that, okay? We're gonna try to cut that out. All right. Matter of fact, don't say nothing else because I don't want to have to cut all of this out. It's live right now, so you may have lost 20.
That's why I'm like,
but we're gonna move forward.
Like I'll probably watch Raw in 2028. I'm not even gonna lie, because I have so many movies and shows to catch up on. It's crazy.
That's another thing. Don't say. Don't tell nobody that. Frankie, go ahead.
What you trying to do is I don't know if y'all ever seen Falling Down.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas. It's kind of like that mixed with John Q. But man, it would be fucking awesome.
What dropped the F word? He meant that.
It would have been fucking awesome without the ending. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, what are we talking about?
So yeah, Diana haven't seen it, so she ain't gonna watch it until 2028. So it's kind of hard to. Yeah. Because I want to get into it because I.
What are y'all talking about? What movie are you talking about?
We're still talking about Straw. You up?
Oh,
we're talking about movies you watched 4 years ago. So catch up with the time. We're gonna have to cut all this out. We got to cut a whole block of it out. Jesus Christ. Oh.
We gotta pick a whole movie, man. Then we got Diana attention, man.
Yeah, most definitely.
So I will say this without giving it away. I think it is a great representation, and I know it's just it's a art we don't choose to understand that which we don't go through, but we want to have something to say about it. And I think, at least from the responses that I have, like with you, okay, that's artistic direction, kind of like I was saying. That's a whole different conversation. That's okay. But to knock it because it's not, and we talk about men and women's perspective on this podcast, it's like, but that's a hell of a representation to understand what that looks like. Because think about it, even when we think about it, talk about it, and simple and try to empathize with it, we really just going on what we think, right?
Yeah.
We don't walk that. And I think for those who walk that, it's like, oh shit, it's almost like they gain a voice, right? And so to each his own, like I said, I can understand from an artistic standpoint, but to me, I thought it was a great representation of those who are not single black mother in that situation. Like, it's not this thing we just make up and just think that's wrong. No, it's a day-to-day, it's real life. And so that's the point I think I took from it,
Bro, kudos to Sherry Shepherd and Taraji, because to me they carried the film. They carried.
Those were
they carried, man.
Those was the nuances that I was looking at. Like it shocked me because I didn't watch it as a movie. It was more aligned to what we talk about, that support system. Think about it. That support system, she didn't have no support system, and here it is, strangers became not just saying that they're supportive, but they became the real support system in the end. That without giving the movie away, but yeah, there's definitely was pros and cons with it from an artistic standpoint. But keeping in mind that it was shot in 4 days, it made me also think like, oh, okay, I kind of get where it was, kind of clipped off. Let me put it like that, for people won't spoil it for you. But what about the ending? What about the ending? If you can try not to give it away, what about the ending when you say you didn't like? What was it?
He was going for a twist, but it didn't connect because you think about films that got like great twist endings, like The Sixth Sense or what a Joker had a good twist. You think of films like that, man.
Yeah.
Where when you get to the end and the twist finally comes, and you do a recap, you understand. Okay, yeah. The twist came, and you still got questions like, okay, when did this happen? How did this happen for that to happen? It's like, bro,
you know what? I think he should have.
He could have just left that out.
I think it would have sold better if he did it the way Marvel does it. Like, he should have let that first ending play out, roll the credits, and then come back. But to your point, I think it's too back to back to make it believable, right? It's like you're showing me what happens. Okay, so I know that didn't happen. I think he should have let the whole movie play out with the first scene, which I'm not giving away, roll the credits, and now you're thinking, oh shit, it ended that. Dang, that's when it ended. Then come back, after the credits and show, like Marvel does. I think it would have sold better, if that makes sense. It would have been more believable. But I think when he put it right there, it's like, okay, well, we know what's happened, so that's what's that in there? That feels forced. Like it didn't make sense.
It did. It made and it made no. It's like if you're gonna have a twist ending, you got to be able to go back and have them all. Like,
Yeah.
Like, but it left you with more questions. Like, okay, it ain't more of a It's like, well, I still don't understand when this happened to when that happened to make it happen like this. Like, bro, if he would have, I want to just say the book. If he would have just kept it straightforward like it was, it would have been decent without trying to throw that little deal at the end.
It was a miss. I could agree. It was a miss. Like you didn't get a chance to get, like you say, your eyes and understand. Like you had to, because it's rolling. So if you didn't get it all at once, so I get that. That makes sense. Again, you guys, if you guys out there, let us know what you've been watching, man. Even if it's been streamed or whatnot. Now, Diana, tell me you've seen Sinners.
Of course.
Oh, whoo, you almost had me nervous. I was like, that's right up your street.
Of course I saw it.
That's right up your street. Now look here. We're gonna talk about this briefly. If y'all ain't seen it by now, I think it's even at the matinee. That's on y'all. Put your little $5 together, go see the movie. So we Dan, I'm interested in what she got her. She gave the Birdman rub. So I'm turning it over to you. What you think? What do you think about Sinners with the Birdman rub?
So I thought it was good. You know what I'm saying? Like there was just like certain things that like piqued me. Like in the beginning, right? When they went to go give the KKK guy the money or whatever to purchase the building, and they was like, y'all wash these floors.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow. Mm-hmm. What would have made them wash these floors? You get what I'm saying? So that was already something that I noted, you know what I'm saying, in my head. And then when they went to go get the other truck and that snake was there, I said, oh, it seems like there's going to be some bad stuff happening. Anytime you see a rattlesnake, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it can't be good.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so I saw that and I was like, okay, so what's really going on? And then when the vampire came or whatever in that one scene, I was like, I wonder. I felt like the vampire was going to be the one that went. What they did with the barn was they let all the black people go in the barn, you know what I'm saying? And then the vampire comes and kills all of them. You know what I'm saying? And in the morning, whatever's left, the KKK, you know what I'm saying, goes in and, you know, gets rid of the rest of them. Obviously, that's not how it turned out, right? Because they had no idea that this vamp was even, you know, in town, you know? So,
right.
And then the two married women, right? Adultery. So the 7 deadly sins, right? Okay, yeah. So adultery, right? The drunk or whatever. But the women traveled, you know, to go mess with this little boy. You know, I think back in the day that was a thing. Women, you know, older women and younger guys. He was older than him. And then the Asian lady made me really upset because she only killed her husband. I'm like, are you serious right now? Yeah. You let him in.
But it was so much dynamic in that. And let me say this, because I was thinking about this as you were talking. And look, if y'all don't follow Diana on TikTok, you are missing your blessing. Like real, like this ain't no shameless plug. Like the queen be dropping gems, bro. Like for real. Like she be almost get me in trouble at work. I'm gonna blame it on that. I talked to my supervisor. Hopefully I got a job tomorrow. But no, she be dropping gems. But it was something she just said it made me think about, and it kind of go back what we're talking about, Frankie.
Yeah.
Yes, our art is to entertain. I get that. But it's sad to see some of us knock those who put teaching and learning in our entertainment. Like we used to celebrate, okay, we can chew bubble gum and walk at the same time. We used to celebrate both, right? Like we can be entertained by being educated, but now some of us knock the whole artistry and fail to learn anything because they just want to be entertained. And so I think Ryan Coogler did a great job with it. It was great entertainment. There were so many nuances. And even like you were talking about the what nationality was she? I want to be politically correct here.
You going to Asian?
Yeah, the Asian. She showed how a lot of times emotions allow us to be opposite, endanger each other, even when we're trying to help each other.
Selfish.
That's just one nugget right there. She really thought emotionally she was doing the right thing. That's what only got your husband killed, right?
Right. So by making him go to the car and when they said tell everybody to stay inside. You get what I'm saying?
Hey, low emotional intelligence. Like we're trying to save your life. He done done what he done did. So to me, that's something when you said that, I wish we could get back to that as a people, so we're not just entertained and that's it. Like, yeah, we're gonna be entertained by the art, whether that's movies, music, or whatever. But man, for those who are taking the risk these days to teach us, like, support that. Like, I'm not saying you have to be so dope like you know, no disrespect, Dr. Umar type deep, but I'm like, don't knock it because the creator decided to put something in there that you can learn from.
I feel like that was a dope dynamic too, because it was kind of both of them where Smoke and Stack had no choice at the end because one didn't want to be a vampire and the other one still wanted to carry on. Where her, it was she was dealing with her emotion, but it was the same effect. She didn't want her husband to, I guess, live like that. and in her mind, she thought inviting them all in and being able to get to him to kill him, you know, was kind of the decision that needed to be made. Because again, both of them, because I think at the end he talked to Youngster when he was over at the club. You know, he said, and they talked about his brother. He said, yeah, that's the only part he missed. You know, I can't remember who was stay like Stack or Smoke.
Say it again.
Say who stayed alive at the end? Was it Smoke or Stack? I can't remember.
Stack.
Technically, he's dead because he's a vampire.
Yeah, he's a vampire.
Right. Well, yeah. Well.
But yeah, but it was. I feel like it was the same deal, but two different ways to go about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She, like I said, she didn't want her husband to end up like that.
Right, but it's not like Stack saved his brother either, because I mean, Smoke still ended up a vampire.
Yeah, that's what I said. By circumstance,
so
he didn't want to stay like that neither.
So I thought that was a hell of a dynamic. And again, you know, I'm kind of correlated to Unfiltered Kings and the Queen podcast, where we sometimes as brothers, fellas, or whatnot, again, we think we doing each other good, but if you really look at that movie all the way to the end, Stack and Smoke was not good for each other. That was a very toxic relationship. When you think about it, they had learned to be each other's yin to their yang, and that's why they didn't see the world around them.
Yeah.
Right. And I thought about that. That's, you know, something that we as guys do, man. We justify a lot of toxicity until it becomes normal, and ultimately, like Dana said, well, look what happened to both of them. Like, think about it. Like, even when they went down there, and you know that Klansman leader was kind of giving them hints of what's going on here. In their mind, they just thinking about the hustle. You see what I'm saying? They ain't even really thinking about it. In matter of fact, even when the white vampire came up, right? You know, they would crack yourself at the door. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we don't want your money. It's like y'all each other yin to the yang, and y'all couldn't even think outside the box, so to speak, which ultimately affected who was that? Their nephew, a cousin.
Yeah. Their cousin, I think it was.
He had to look back on it all, and you know, it don't tell us, but you can kind of allude to the fact that he had to start thinking on his own.
Right.
But it was unfortunate because you're in this situation, and if you think about it in the situation, notice even when Stack was first got bit, he still didn't believe it. He's still thinking this is my brother, and I can still no, bro.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we mean well. I say all the time we have the right idea but the wrong process, and that was, to me, that was a common thing all throughout. First of all, when they separated, right. We've been moving together all the way. We went down, made our money, you know, made enough money to come back. We've been moving together. All of a sudden, we separate. To me, that was the turning point in the actual movement, because now they have to think independently, right? Which that's what they've never done. You know, it was kind of pretty much like, okay, go ahead, so to speak. So it was a hell of a movie to me, man. I ain't gonna lie, I've seen it several times, to be honest.
Yeah, another shout out.
I saw it twice.
Great blues legend too, Buddy Guy. That's who played my man at the end, man.
That's a good catch, Frankie. That's a great catch, man. Look, just right quick, we're gonna
wait.
Okay, go ahead.
I gotta say something to what Frankie said.
Okay.
So I know Frankie was trying to make it sound good with the Asian lady killing only her husband. But no,
No,
because
go ahead.
at the end of the day, that was extremely selfish. You get what I'm saying? Like, I understand that she didn't want her husband to, be that way or whatever the case is, but you could have went out there and got yourself killed, or, you know what I'm saying? He probably just come outside. You should have went out there and killed him then. You get what I'm saying? Why you telling him to come inside? Because you mad that your husband is a vampire when you the one who sent him to his death because you told him to get the car.
Good shit, because that was the only way Stack could be with the white girl.
Right.
So that was the dynamic with that too.
And let me step a little bit. Let me step a little bit further. Her emotion was caught up on saving her husband, but her husband was already gone.
Exactly.
For me, what it showed is when we think we're justified and right, what we'll do, we'll justify our emotions within something that sounds right. Because think about it, he was already out there. Yeah. Remember when he walked back? This your husband. Remember what the white vampire would have? Oh yeah, I already know him. His man, I already know him. So if this your husband, you know he moving funny, looking funny, talking funny. But when our emotions get justified, we don't see what's right in front of our face. So to me, it's like you say you want to save your husband already gone. So that was an excuse for you to act out on your emotion. At least that's how I interpret. You know what I'm saying? Because when he came back to that door, everybody out there knew he was acting different. And that's what old boy stepped up with. Oh, yeah, I'm talking to him. Ain't nothing else to talk about. If the vampire said, yeah, I got him, and whoa, oh, okay, you fair game now. You know what I mean? And she justified the daughter. The daughter ain't real shit, though.
Yeah. They weren't even finna go nowhere near the daughter because they still trying to get everybody else.
Right. So I'm like, sometimes we can let them emotions justify us into doing something to y'all point. You endangering everybody. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, but it was a lot of nuances in there, man. Like I said, it was, to me, it was one of the movies, a great balance between being entertained and then being taught. And I'm hopefully people, because I even watched some of the interviews that they talked about the movie. Yeah. There was a lot of nuggets in there, like Diana was kind of alluding to. So, but man, I guess nobody watched movies on the page. So, Diana, before I turn it back over to you, I do want to kind of circle back again. My frat brother Keith McKinnon, he's a professor at Mountain View College, and June 14th, this Saturday, they're hosting a men's health summit. June is men's mental health awareness month. And so I'll put this on the screen for everybody can read. Bridging the Gap Foundation, in collaboration with Dallas College Mountain View campus, presents a men's health summit, The Balanced Man. This one-of-a-kind event addresses 5 major health challenges for men of color: diabetes, hypertension, mental health, prostate cancer, and sexual health. Here's the registration link: The Balanced Man, the Men's Health Summit, Bridging the Gap Foundation. So if you're online, you should have a link there. If not, I'll be reposting again. And so again, not to harp on this over and over, but fellas, come out and let's have some real conversation on real topics that we talk about anyway. And let's let those who are a little bit more advanced and nuanced and, quite frankly, more professional to kind of give us help on these topics. When you think about those topics between health, finance, and mental wellness, that I think that kind of touches almost every man that's watching this. And so if you know a man that could benefit from this, whether he's young or old, please pass that information along. That's all I have, Diana.
Yeah, so like you said, I guess nobody really watches movies, and if they do, that's probably a late topic that nobody really cares about anymore. I guess it died some time ago.
Hey, we missed the hype train.
We missed the hype train, absolutely.
Hey, if you stick on Facebook too long, it'll do that. 5 minutes is 5 years on social media.
Yeah, no, for real.
Like I still got some mistake.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna wrap this up again with our talking about our next season. Some of the topics that we are going to bring to you sooner rather than later. I've broken it down. So there's like 4 or 5 topics per episode essentially, but we're not going to do all 5 of the topics. But so for real life and relationship topics, one of the ones that I believe probably be our best one to talk about is modern love versus old school love. So basically, it's where's the balance between tradition and the evolution in relationships. You know, obviously, old school love and how we're operating now is totally different. Back then, you can like write a letter or I don't know, send snail mail. Now you have phones, you can text, you can video chat. You know,
Damn.
so it's a little and there's actual apps you can go on to find your love,
Swipe
which
left.
is strange.
Swipe left
um
type love.
right, swipe left type love, matchmaker 3.0, pop the
Yeah.
balloon, all those different shows that are available now to kind of assist people. So it'd be cool to kind of talk about what it used to look like and where we are now, and if in any way possible, are we able to go back to the old school dating, and if so, what would that
Oh
look like
shit.
nowadays?
Man, I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, so that's that one. So then I have money, power, and identity. So big money energy. This earning change the dynamic, especially when the woman is the breadwinner. What shift? Which I think that's going to be a really, really big one, really huge one. A lot of chatter will come from that one because obviously, if we go back to our old school ways, right? Times have changed now, so the way of the game is, two income households are a thing. More now than ever, and more now than ever, the woman now is leading in the pack with the income. So there are more women making more money, holding higher jobs, which alludes to them wearing the pants, I guess.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to see how that goes. I'm gonna talk about this really quickly, but I remember talking to one of my friends, and I was like, it's very rare that you see when it comes to CEOs in the workplace, black women, right, or just women of any color in the workforce. Most of their names are modern. You got like Lisa, Linda, Tiffany, Sarah, Michelle. I don't remember hearing Bonquisha or Shaniqua was like a CEO, but they most
Sharkeisha.
definitely worked at like McDonald's, Taco Bell. You know what I'm saying? So most men who have like higher incomes, right? They kind of merge to, Shaniqua or, Bonquita, sorry, giving these crazy names, but, and then, the woman who becomes the breadwinner, it's more harder for her to kind of channel that same energy, or, get John or Jimmy from Subway, eat fresh.
Yeah.
So I think the dynamic is kind of strange, and how that goes. It's almost as if the woman is a breadwinner and she dates a man at Subway, it looks like she's lower her standards. But if a man who has a high income dates the woman from McDonald's, then it looks like his standard is good. I don't know. It's just the dynamic is just weird
You know
on how
what?
that plays out.
I can't wait to talk about that because I honestly think a lot of people is going to see a part of themselves that they don't like talking about.
Yeah,
That they don't
definitely.
like when I saw that one on the list, I'm like, I can't wait. My account probably get deactivated. Like it ain't valid.
I'm pretty sure he'll get deactivated now because I use those
It's kind of
names.
almost like
But,
the bus driver.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we know, and that's why I love that these type of times because we don't embrace them. When we embrace them, it's always pressed to the left or right over there, but we don't really internalize them. So I'm looking forward to that one. I really am. It's some things I want to say. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so then we have mental health, culture, and real talk, healing while Black. So therapy, generational trauma, and emotional accountability. So
Yeah.
I won't say obviously, but like when it comes to being Black, right? Black men, Black women, therapy was kind of looked at as you're crazy. It's not something
Yeah.
that we try to do, you know, in our community. It's shunned upon. It's not a thing. Oh, I don't need this. I don't need that. I don't need no person telling me how to live my life and blah 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 blah. All the excuses, you know, that were utilized when it comes to that notion. Generational trauma, same concept. What happens in the home stays in the home. Don't question, you know, no grown folk, you know, be silent, you know, talking back is, you know, disrespectful and things of that sort. So all of those things, you know, together kind of creates a mental health crisis in our community. Obviously, mental health is more highlighted now than it's ever been, you know, just because it's so much easier to get a hold of in a sense. You can get it, you know, they have video telehealth now, right? You do video chats, phone calls. You know, you don't have to actually go into a
To an
location to get
office or nothing like
therapy.
that.
It's
Get like a quick
can
diagnosis. Yeah.
Right. It can be done over the phone. There's so many other different avenues that can diagnose people. And there are certain medications and things of that sort that are now available that weren't available that people can utilize to kind of assist them. Yep.
And I also want to say, you said something earlier, and I know we'll get into a lot more detail in the week that we do that. I really hope people tune in. But I also think there's another excuse we got to talk about where we justify negative behavior or low emotional intelligence because we're Black.
Right. Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
that gives it a badge to be okay. Yeah, there are things that we know we experience that, you know, other races don't. But that's what I'm ready to get into. Like, don't get it twisted though. It don't obligate us to function in our dysfunction just because we're Black. No, we held to a same standard, and so that's one that I've seen. You know, now that kind of like you said, mental health is more of a buzzword,
Right.
if you
Yes.
will, to where now we're defending negative behavior in the name that we're Black. Like, nah,
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, y'all gonna set us back 100 years. Like, so nah, we're not gonna do that one. You know what I mean? Like, there's a standard to what emotional intelligence should be with, and no matter, even though we got to put up with more in certain nuances, even females, we talk about the double minority, but it's like there's not an excuse for negative behavior. That's what I'm
Right.
getting at. That Black card don't work right there.
Right. So another one that I do believe that will be a good one too under mental health, culture, and real talk is unlearning what we were taught, right? So from gender roles to money mindsets, what beliefs did you outgrow, right? Obviously, we know growing up the different dynamics and the gender roles and how that worked. And we also know, you know, I don't think money was really highlighted. Like the importance of having money, saving money, credit, you
Financial
know,
literacy.
financial literacy, those things were kind of, you know, kind of just, you had to figure that out essentially. F around and find out, basically.
Generational wealth.
You know? Yeah. So the generational wealth, you know, all those things are kind of like so far in
Versus
between.
being rich.
You know, it was if you become a rapper, you know, that'd be great. Drug dealer, you know what I'm saying? You know, things like that. Basketball, football, you know, those were the most highlighted things, you know, back in the day for our community also. So I do believe that would be a really good one to talk about as well. So I was going to leave that one in there. And then co-parenting. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No, for that one also, what we're also going to delve into is those who have the knowledge.
And not, yeah, right.
Why we don't give it, you know, because all the time losing the stigma that Black equals at a deficiency. There are things we are deficient with because, you know, we know our past, but in 2025, there are some things that we have been able to get the knowledge and whatnot. So now it's a whole different type we got to put on the table. Is one, not knowing, ignorance,
Right.
But now there's a lot of stupidity out there. Well, I willfully know, and I just want to sabotage, crab-like mentality. So we're gonna touch on that one too. You know, sometimes the problem is us.
Absolutely. So another one under mental health, culture, and real talk was co-parenting or coexisting. A deep dive on what's working, what's not, and what's toxic, right? So when it comes to the co-parenting or coexisting, most times one person is doing the bulk of the work, and the other person is kind of just, there. I always tell people, were you present or were you present, right? Because there's a difference between being present and being present, right? You can be somewhere but not be present. Just because your body, is sitting on this couch, your kid is, next to you, that doesn't mean you're fully present in that moment. So that is a scenario where people would be coexisting. You're just kind of there, but mentally and emotionally, you're somewhere else. And I don't think people really understand that part of being present, right? I think because they're in the home that they're there.
Danny, you're gonna have me just kicked off of social media altogether. I ain't gonna have about Mark Zuckerberg ain't even follow me. But that's an excellent point. I got some ammo for that one too, because I'm gonna give y'all a little nugget. This phrase we love, that you know what I mean. I'm the prize. Okay. Gift and a curse. We can be a present. That don't mean that we're present.
Right.
And we put a lot of focus on what I'm the okay. Oh man, I'm trying to tell you, I'm gonna call Mark Zuckerberg right now, like back in MySpace, where at least I forgot, at least he was your friend. Like you ain't just gonna have no friend. But no, seriously, we say these things and we put good meaning behind it. I love the way you put it. Being present don't mean it's present. That we're present. So right. Yeah, I can't wait to get out into that one.
Yeah. So then we have entertainment meets reality. Social media ain't real, so why are we all so tied to it? Filters, fake lifestyles, and chasing validation. How is it shaping us? Obviously, we know that social media has become the new lifeline essentially for everybody. Everybody's living, this amazing life, on social media, but the reality is something totally different. We take everything that social media spews out, and that becomes like our reality, or everything that's on social media has to be real. You get what I'm saying? None of it is fake. It's 100% factual when it comes to the social media reality and how it's become like our life essentially. So
well, that one's gonna be so good. Living in the cyber world.
Yep. So, and then another one for entertainment meets reality. Would you still choose them if they had nothing? A raw convo about love, lifestyle, and survival. So obviously we spoke on that a little bit when we were talking about the breadwinner, scenarios. Obviously life happens, right? One day you're up, the next day, everything's gone. Are you know what I'm saying? Are you still gonna be, be there for that person if tomorrow everything got flipped upside down and you guys were down to absolutely nothing?
Yeah. So I was just having a conversation about that with someone. It's like we love things and not people, but we don't want to say it. But the reality of it is, like you say, life can show us real quickly, which one counts more. So, man, these are some great topics. Like, I'm trying to lay back right now. I'm like,
yeah.
So I have one more for the modern love for real life relationships, and it was: do men still feel safe being vulnerable?
No.
Unfiltered convo about what men carry silently and how women can or can't support. I think that one's going to be a super good one. And you already said no, men can't be vulnerable, so I guess that's the answer.
No, I'm just don't do me like that. Cause we can get in this thing right here. You know what I mean? Don't we say we're gonna say that what we said we're gonna do.
We get to it right here, right now.
Hey, but when you say something, I say something right back. You don't do that.
Okay.
Oh, really? Did you hit me with the young Frankie?
Hey, at least you didn't put the hand over it.
Right, no. Yeah, exactly.
That's all
But yeah,
right.
so I think that one's gonna be a good one too, because
Boy,
obviously
Jay say, I'm gonna remember that.
it's men's mental health month, right? June is men's
Yeah.
mental health month. We know that men struggle with being vulnerable, with expressing their emotions, with communicating,
Yeah.
what's happening in real time. I think that's gonna be another good one to talk about, because men do carry a lot silently. Men do have a thankless job, right? You're told to just do, right? Men are doers, essentially machines. You just operate, and then that's just essentially your life.
And
You
Father's
know,
Day coming up.
I'm encouraged when you sent me this list for season 4. I was excited because I think this upcoming season we're going to be able to challenge a lot of quote unquote norms. Like this is going to be a season where we disturb the peace, so to speak. Because I think a lot of things we have just kind of accepted on these topics. And when you hear them, you like kind of like you joke. You think you know your answer, right? Like, oh yeah, I know that. But I'm excited about this season 4 coming up because I think it's going to rattle a lot of cages, man. It's going to separate. Are we saying things because it sound good, or is there really some truth there? And if
Right.
not, then we're gonna have to do something different. So I'm looking forward to this season. Seriously.
Yeah, I am too. I think that the topics that we have will, like you said again, it'll light a fire. And I think that a lot of topics that are talked about nowadays are more like real time. It's nice to kind of be able to do all of the above, and not just speak on what's happening currently. So
Yeah, and I think just challenge yourself too. I think a lot of time when we talk about these topics, we're always pointing the finger, right? Like it's never us. But I think with these topics, man, or at least in my opinion, I think we're gonna do some soul searching for self.
Yeah, looking within yourself.
Yeah,
right,
instead of pointing the finger. Because even when we hear these topics, we assume that we got the answer in it. And I'll
right,
be transparent. Even when we talked about them, when I looked, I'm like, oh wow. Okay, I'm interested in seeing what space that puts me in, and so I'm
mm,
hoping
Yeah.
everybody tune in, man, and join in with us. And like I say, yeah, listen to it from a critiquing standpoint, but
right.
that first person itself, man, because even if you find out the other person wrong, oh well, you still got to live with yourself. You can't leave yourself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Remember, what you allow
Yeah.
will continue.
That oh my God, I saw the video and everything. Shouts out.
Hey, that's what we always talk about, man. Doing the same thing, expecting different results, man.
Right.
Insanity.
Insanity,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Yeah, we come to the table thinking we don't have to do much or a little tweaking, and sometimes it may be shown that we are the thing that needs to be the thing that needs to change, right, or get
Yeah,
out of our comfort zone.
absolutely.
So that's what I
Absolutely.
like about these topics. It's like, yeah, they're popular, but I think when we get down through there, it's gonna challenge the norm. It's gonna be like someone telling you your name is not your name.
Yeah.
So that's why we encourage you. Hey, let's think, let's have fun, man. But again, this is probably one of the better seasons that I'm looking forward to. You know, we're also going to try to have some guests on. And so if you feel like you want to come on and be a part of this conversation, or someone would, man, inboxes or hit us up, man. It's great that we have our opinion and we'll lend our ear, but we definitely want to hear from you all. So keep your
Yeah.
comments, things of that sort. Again, if you feel that you could, you're passionate about one of these topics, hey, look, let's call us if it makes sense, and set something up and see if you could be a panel guest for that week or whatnot. So, but I'm looking forward to season 4 all together, man. We've been working hard behind the scenes, and we ready to kind of get back on the horse again and kind of engage with you guys. So
Yeah, I always bring traffic to the page, even with topics, man. If y'all feel like y'all got something, or y'all want us to debate or talk about something, man, throw it on our page, man. We'll try to look at it and get to it to see if we can,
Mhm.
get some healthy conversation with it. Always
right.
bring traffic to the page and leave
Absolutely.
some comments. Yeah,
Right. Even if it's not about the podcast or doing podcast time, man, like we got lives like everybody else in jobs and responsibility, but man, we want to engage in conversation. So you just drop it on our Facebook page or on TikTok or Instagram, man, or even if it's something that you feel is a opposing topic or you need help with, inboxes. Like that's a very secure environment. As a certified life coach, that's been built to be a very safe environment, and so you can drop some stuff off in there, man. And whether that's one-on-one, if it's not for the screens, man, we're not saying we have all the answers. We just want to point you in the right direction. That's what we're getting at. Donna, let me shout out.
Space.
Right. Let me shout out, man, my frat brother DeMarcus Kendall, big bro. I hope you well. You know what it is, and we're asking God to kind of be with you and continue to be with you. So it's always good to see you on supporting, bro. So I'll leave that one at that one. So yeah,
I got
man.
Too, man. Shout out to Tab Hearn, man. That's my homegirl at the post office, man. Shout out to Tab.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you for coming through.
Right, okay. I saw it someone on Stranger. I saw it like Stranger, like I don't know you. What are you talking about? I don't know you, but okay, Steve, you know what I mean?
Hey, yeah, appreciate you, Sam, for viewing us tonight.
Hey, take them bills to the house next to me, man. You don't have to drop them off here. You know what I'm saying? We talk about that offline. But no, seriously, man. But no, Darren, I think when you sat down and came up with these topics, man, understand a lot of thought went into this, and I think they are going to be conversation starters, not only just for the podcast, but hopefully, kind of like what Frank alluded, we take this back to our inner circle, so to speak. So I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
Okay, yeah. So that was pretty much all I had for our first summer shenanigans. If you guys don't have anything else, I guess we can just essentially leave it at that.
Man, look, be on the lookout for the book signing. Like I said, that's probably coming around in the fall. Mental wellness season 4 is coming to you guys soon. We're looking to around August. I think we said.
We said August. First week of August is when we'll start our season.
Yeah. And look, we'll be back, man, to do some more of this, man. This really, we just want to kind of jump in and kind of chime in with our followers, man. Kind of let them know that we haven't fell off, we haven't went anywhere, man. We just did a lot of work behind the scenes, a little bit of restructuring, but man, we're here and we thank you so much for continuing to rock with us. So we'll jump on, but again, a couple more time between now and August. And like I said, if there's anything, man, that you want to kind of chime in on, whatnot, man, do not hesitate. Like, hit us up and let us know. We do this for you guys for real.
Yeah, most deaf.
All right, y'all. You guys have a great evening. We'll see you guys again soon.
Peace.